If y'all know someone that needs the information, make sure you let them know. Go to bit.ly/King Ashley N, bit.ly/King Ashley N, bit.ly/King Ashley N. You can do anything. I expect you guys to be good at whatever your gift or your talent or your hobby is. Not necessarily business, okay? A lot of people are not good at business and they're not good at marketing, which is why a lot of people go out of business, okay? So I'm here to help you make money doing whatever it is that you do. All right. So number one mistake that I see is not knowing your metrics. Everybody put metrics. Hey, say metrics. Hey, metric. You don't know your metrics, okay? And I know some of y'all are like, but I'm new, I ain't got no metrics. We all have metrics to some extent, okay? If you don't have a metric that you know, then what you're gonna do is go and find like generic baseline metrics. And if you don't know what those are, then that's fine. I'm finna give you some right now. But let's initially talk about where to get, hold on y'all, let me get my post on. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, now back to these metrics, okay? So first of all, before we even get into major numbers and metrics, let's talk about your general insight. Like what we teach works. 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 That y'all are not paying attention to. So a lot of times people will ask me like, what's the best time that I should post on social media? I don't know how this rumor started that there's like one set blanket time for everyone, but I'm telling you, lies. The lies that are being told, that is not true at all. All of us have different people that engage with us at different times. We all are in different areas in the planet Earth too. And so whenever my audience is up and fiddling around doesn't necessarily mean that's when your audience is up and fiddling around. So if you get on Instagram or if you get on Facebook, even if you don't have a business account or creator account, you can use apps like Square and they will give you the information. You need to go and look and it will actually tell you what time of day your audience is on. So that's actually when you should be posting. Not so if I tell you, oh, post it, like for instance, I put up a post like at 11 o'clock the other night and the post got like 77 something thousand views. You may not necessarily be able to put up a post at 11 o'clock at night and get that many views. I can because that's when my audience is awake. That's when they're around. A lot of them, you know, still are working 9 to 5s and their business is developing, or it's like a side hustle, or that's when they have put the kids down, you know what I'm saying, to go to sleep or whatever, so they can actually be focused on what they're doing. So I can put up a post at 10 or 11 o'clock at night and it'll get a lot of engagement and it'll get a lot of traction. That may not be something that necessarily you can do. I said Icono Square, ICONO, Icono. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be different for every single person in here. Also, if I put up a post at 6 or 7 a.m., typically it does pretty well because a lot of my people are up early, you know what I'm saying, doing what they got to do in these streets. If I put up a post at what most people say is a traditional good time, like lunchtime, like at noon, my post isn't really going to do so hot if I do it right at noon because my people are busy doing whatever else it is that they're doing. You see what I'm saying? So like everybody's audience in here is totally different. So you need to go and look inside of your insights and it's going to tell you when your people are actually like rolling around on social media so you know what time to post. Another way or another important insight that you need to look at that is going to tell you, is going to break down gender for you, okay? It's going to tell you if your audience is majority male or female. Some of y'all probably think that this doesn't matter, but it actually matters a lot, okay? Because men and women psychologically, and we're all built this way, we respond to different colors, we respond to different patterns, prints, pictures, images, and those sorts of types of things. And so typically, like, I always tell people to use the example, if you go to the grocery store or you go to like Target or Walmart or something, when you walk down the hygiene aisle, look at like toothbrushes, look at razor blades, look at shaving gel and shaving cream and stuff like that. You're going to notice that it's in different shades or different colors, right? Normally things that are for women are like more pastel, they're lighter. It's a lot of purples and pinks and soft blues and stuff like that. Sometimes maybe even some yellows. When you think about things for men, the men is normally like bold colors. So if it's a blue, it's like a very strong like royal blue, or they're blacks, grays, oranges, like hunter greens, stuff like that, right? So I know you think that like the gender doesn't matter, but it does matter. Also, if things are being communicated to men, you're going to notice that the fonts are like a lot bolder. Maybe they're sharper, they're more blocked. Whenever we're doing things for women, they're going to be more like softer, things that look more like scripts, maybe a little thinner, right? Stuff like that. So for you, I know you think that like these little metrics and stuff like that and your insights don't matter, but they do. They actually tell you what you should be doing. Hey, Ancient Cosmetics, you said, yeah, working on some new brand business now, working on colors. Yeah, it matters a lot. Also, you need to look and see where your audience is from. So your insights is going to tell you, like, literally if people are from England, if they're from New York, if they're from San Francisco, like the people that are really engaging and interacting with you the most. The reason this is important, but whenever we're putting up posts and we're trying to market and make money, you have to speak to people in a language that they understand. People in different regions have different vernacular and different slang and stuff like that. And also they are experiencing different things in life, right? So because that's going on, you need to make sure whatever you're putting, like for your headline, whatever you're putting in your font, maybe when you're typing out the description, you need to make sure that that's a good fit for the people that are actually engaging with you. That way it makes sense to them. Like for instance, English, right? I live in America and we speak English here, but I have clients who live in England and they speak English there as well. But we have two different variations of English. So there's going to be, like if we're making a headline or I'm typing a description, I'm going to put information out when I'm typing it. We're going to use the English vernacular in very different ways. People from England have a different vernacular and different slang and terminology than us over here in the States, if that makes sense. So all of these little insights, for sure, like they mean something and they work, okay? Next that we need to look at outside of like just your general insights, when we get into metrics, you need to start thinking about sales. You need to start thinking about like the actual sales numbers. So a lot of y'all have no idea what your click-through rates are. You don't know what your open rates are for your emails. A lot of y'all don't know, like when people visit a page, how many of them actually converted, whether they came into a free opt-in offer or they actually went and purchased something from you. You don't know what those numbers are like. And so this is giving you guys an issue, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to do your projections and say, this is, you know, how much I'm expecting to make in sales, or this is how many times I need to post, or maybe this is how many times I need to text, you don't really know what you should be doing, and you're kind of shooting in the dark because you don't have any of your metrics. And so if you're just now getting started, understand you're not going to have sales numbers. So I wanted to give y'all some industry standard baseline numbers that you can use, and then of course it'll give you something that you can strive for, but it'll give you something too that you can like try and surpass, right? Because we always want to crush our goals. So one of the first metrics that we need to look at, people always ask me when they're trying to sell, they're like, how do I set my numbers? So if we're going by your followers, there's a number that you have. It's called a CPF, okay? CPF is going to be your cost per follower. Blink, blink, blink. That's what I need everybody to focus. If you're in the kingdom, focus. take your cues from me, okay? Blink, 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 because y'all gonna get this work. Okay, so your CPF is your cost per follower. So whenever you're running ads or you're running campaigns or you're doing hashtags or something like that, normally you're looking to see how much money did you spend on these ads, and then how many people came back to you. That's your cost per follower. So for example, if y'all took one of the strategies that I gave last night, and let's say you spent $100 doing influencer ads with other people, or micro influencer ads, and out of that $100, let's say it brought you back, I don't know, it brought you back 1,000 followers, right? You would take your 1,000 followers divided by 100, okay, and your CPF is going to be 10. So it's costing you 10 cents per follower. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So your CPF is literally letting you know how much it's actually costing you to acquire a new follower. Now, the next number that you're going to need to learn is your baseline metric. 50 cents is what you should be aiming for with your cost per follower. Industry standards say $1.25, but I always teach my clients to be above the industry standard. So they're gonna say $1.25 is a pretty good number. I feel like $1.25 is very high. Maybe if you're going through the actual ads manager in Facebook, you may be paying $1 or $1.25, especially if you're doing tier 1 traffic, and tier 1 is gonna be America, Australia, England, Canada. Dang it, I'm missing a country in tier 1. It's 5 of them. It's 5 tier 1 countries: Canada, Australia, England, America. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I can't remember what the 5th country is right now. But there are 5 countries. We convert, a dollar, dollars and pounds and stuff like that are around the same level. So, anywho, whatever that number is, 125 is what they say the industry standard is. I really think you need to be striving for about 50 cents. If it's costing you more than 50 or 60 cents for a follower, for me personally, I feel like the value that is like too high. Now, if you have really, really, really high-end products, like, you're selling things that start off at hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, then you probably can afford to pay a bit more for your followers. But for the most part, I definitely would not be doing over $1 a follower for sure. I don't like to do over 50, okay? So anyway, once you get that figured out, you need to focus on your VPF, which is your value per follower, okay? So your VPF, basically, in a nutshell, is essentially how much revenue or how much income you could anticipate on generating throughout the year based on your follower count. This doesn't mean that every single follower is going to purchase something from you. That's not what VPF means. But I guess, like in an imaginary world, if every person that follows you did buy something, it would be a dollar amount associated with them. Now, if we took our followers and we divided them out individually, there definitely for sure would be a variation in the values. So one follower may be worth like $10,000, another follower may be worth $40,000, another follower may be worth $27, you know what I'm saying? Another follower may be worth $7. Then you may have like 10 in a row that are worth $0 because they don't purchase anything from you, okay? But this is just kind of like an average to help you figure out what your number is going to be. So when we get into your VPF and we're going into your value per follower, now we really want to start thinking about, like, if I'm trying to get to, let's say we're going for $100,000 that year or something like that, right? And let's say you have 1,000 followers, then ideally your VPF would be $100 per follower. And so that follower may purchase from you 3 to 5 times that year, right, to get up to spending $100 with you. But essentially, that is what that follower would be like. So you would say, okay, I got 1,000 followers. My average value per follower is $100. That means I should make at least $100,000 this year. And 100 is your industry standard number. Does that make sense at all, what I'm saying to y'all? Like, just as a rough number to help you figure out like what you should be striving for economically, if that's what it was. So typically they say that your average value per follower is $5 per follower, is what they typically say it is, okay? Now, if you're doing a really, really good job of targeting your audience members, right? If you're doing a really, really, really good job of targeting your audience members, your value, like your value per follower is going to be much, much higher. Because I have clients right now who have under 1,000 followers, and they make in between like $65,000 and $125,000 a year from their social media, because they, are like hyper niched in on their audience. So I'm not saying that it's always going to be $5, but $5 is just a conservative place to start at. Okay, a lot of you guys are going to find that your value per follower is much, much, much higher than $5, but that's a conservative place to start. So now that we got that out of the way, the next thing whenever we start getting into numbers is thinking about like what your open rates are like for your emails. So industry standard says the average email open rate is in between 7 and 12%. So I like to land right in the middle and say 10%. I really like for my clients to strive for about 30% for an email open rate, but let's just say it's at 10%. So if 10% is our number, let's just say for the sake of math, you have 100 people on your list. That means you would be able to expect 10 people to open the email, okay? Now, out of that 10% of people that open the email, you should be expecting 30% of those people to convert and actually buy. So that means if you had 100 people on your list and you sent an email, 10 of them would open the email and 3 of them would convert and become customers. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So now this will let you know in a nutshell what you can anticipate just from the beginning. Now again, as you're making sales and you're putting offers out there, you're going to develop your own metrics. Like your numbers and your sales are going to tell you what you should be expecting. But this is just somewhere, okay, just to start. This is a place to get your footing in order. Now, let's talk about your page. If there's a product and the product is under $47, so a low cost product, typically the conversion on the page visitors should be around 30% if you're doing a warm or a hot audience, okay? If you're going to a cold audience is going to fall all the way down to like 3%. It's a big difference. So this is why I teach y'all to like build up an audience, build up your know, like, and trust factor, develop your relationship with the audience, and then from there, like start working on making offers or selling things to them. A lot of times whenever you out here in these streets, y'all are marketing to cold audiences and then you're disappointed because you're like, oh, the sales are not what I thought they should be. Well, you may be comparing your numbers to someone who only runs traffic to a hot audience, because that's what I do. So my numbers are always really, really good. So for a low cost product, my average conversion rate stays in between like 30 and 35% on the page. So that means for every 1,000 people that come over and visit, normally I'm going to make in between 300 and 350 sales. If I'm doing that towards cold traffic and I have 1,000 people that come over and visit, instead of 300 to 350 sales, my numbers fall all the way down in between 30 to 35 sales for my expectancy rate. So y'all can see it's a really, really big difference. So whenever you're running your campaigns, you need to know, are you running to a hot audience? Are you running to, a cold audience? So that way you can figure out like what your projected income should be. So now you can figure out, okay, how many followers do I need to try and grow and develop before I run this campaign? And then on top of that, how much money can I expect to bring back? Am I going to be able to break even? Am I going to be up, right? Am I going to be at an L? Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So that's one of the first mistakes that people are making. They're not running their numbers. Typically, if it's a high value offer, and that I would honestly say any offer that's probably over like $100, and I know $100 is not really high value. 100 is normally like mid-range to normal, but just for the sake of example, normally like $100 or over, your conversion rates are probably going to be somewhere in between 3 and 7% if it's to a hot or a warm audience. If it's to a cold audience, it's going to fall all the way down to literally like 0.5% to 1.5% at most. So now, let's just say you don't want to email, you don't want to track numbers, you don't want to look at conversion. You are just like, I just want to find a simpler way to make some type of estimate. Well, then you can do this based on your followers. So let's go back to the followers again, and let's say that you have, let's say that let's say that you have 10,000 followers on a page. If we're just going strictly based on followers, your goal is to get, within 7 days or within a week period, you should be able to get 1% of those people to convert. Okay, so essentially within your 7 day period, instead you would be looking to make 100 sales. That would be something that's realistic to you, because you would basically, right, if the number is 10,000, okay, and we're going down to 1% of that, 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. 10% of 1,000 is 100, which is, right, 1% of 10,000. So that's how we would be able to figure that out. And that should give you a realistic metric of how many of those products you should be able to sell in a 7 day window. Now, when we get into your higher end products, of course, because the cost went up of the offer, then it's going to be, a lower rate for conversion. So if the price goes up, then all of a sudden, instead of it being like a 1%, then you may even look at somewhere at like a 0.025% or 0.05%. So like you're looking at a quarter to a 0.5% to be able to convert inside of that 7 day window. When you're working over a month, the numbers drastically go up because you're focused on that same product for like a month. So that's the first mistake a lot of people are making, is metrics. You're not either tracking your metrics or you don't know any baseline metrics that you should be using. The second big mistake that I see people making is you guys are refusing to list build. And this is the thing, you have to build your list, because whenever you post on social media, all of your audience members don't see your posts. And if Instagram is going through updates like they were doing last week, right, then that affects your algorithms too. If they're changing something to the app on Facebook, or if I follow you, but let's say you talk about gardening, but when on Instagram, I like a bunch of fashion pictures. Well, you're not even going to show up in my timeline because you're talking about gardening, and Instagram and Facebook only want to show me images of fashion because I like some fashion posts and I commented on the fashion post. So because all of this is going on, you have to make sure that you are trying to build your list. So like literally every single day, you have to be letting people know about your free offers, or giving them some type of invitation to connect with you through like text or email, or through a private group or your app or something like that. When we are getting ready to like do a launch or program or roll out a product, you literally have to make sure like 2 or 3 times a day you're telling people that they can connect with you. So when you go live, hey, text coins at 313131, right? When you are on your timeline, hey, click the link and go grab this. Inside of your story, did you get on this list yet? Did you get that? You can get on the list through a reminder. You can get free content. I'm going to send a package to you. You can get exclusive and behind the scenes, whatever it is, okay? You want to make sure that you are like aggressively trying to build this list, and you want to be putting efforts into it. And the beautiful thing is about this, once people get on your list, I really like text and I like Messenger the best, because most people are able to respond to that, and you don't have to worry about it going into like a promo folder or junk or trash and stuff like that. But now you have the ability to connect with your audience and let them know when you have different deals and steals and promotions and stuff like that. Okay, so list building is the next like biggest mistake that I see y'all not making, and you need your list. Yes, honey, like that old school cheer. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. BEAGGRESSIVE aggressive. Be aggressive. Woo! Like take it back, right? Like old school cheerleader day, okay? Be aggressive in your list building, okay? Because this has a lot to do with you having the ability to make money. And if your Facebook or Instagram or YouTube account gets shut down and you didn't build a list, how are you going to communicate with your audience? You're not. And that's going to be a whole, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be like a whole situation. You said my subscribers are unsubscribers because they feel the emails are too much. No, that means you got to do a better job with your targeting and your segmenting. Because if I'm sending you, like, first of all, people are naturally going to unsubscribe anyway, but you're going to have your people that are going to stick and stay. And if you're sending valuable information, or if you did a good job of segmenting those people to the proper list, a lot of them are going to like the emails. And if people are leaving, let them leave. You don't want to be over here paying for dead weight, because those are people that probably are not going to be purchasing from you anyway. Okay. Number 3, third mistake that I see a lot of people making that's affecting their sales in a negative way, you guys are not educating your audience base. And so what I mean by you're not educating them is you literally are not telling them about the product or your offer about how it helps them, what they should be looking to gain from it, how it can change their life, how it can save them time. You're not telling them about the benefits. You're not focused in on that audience member's pain points and how you can solve them with your offer or how you can help them. You're not telling them anything. You just want them to like buy or join or opt in or listen, but you haven't really explained to them why this is important for them or how this is going to help them in a like improve their life in some type of format. And so I see a lot of times people get frustrated because you're like, people aren't buying from me, and then you'll see them buy from like your competitor, right, or someone else that sells the same thing or has the same offer, and you're like, well, why are they supporting them and why aren't they really supporting me? Well, a lot of it is because you're not educating people. You have to educate your audience, okay? Education and information actually have a lot to do with sales. It's not that people don't want your stuff. They just want to know specifically how that product or service can help them or applies to their specific situation. So whenever you can explain that information and you can put that out there into the marketplace, and you can start the process of helping them or creating space so they can ask you questions and you're able to provide them information and showcase yourself as a resource, a lot of times you're going to find that you're going to make more sales. Even if it's something as simple as a boutique, like they may want to know the length, the color, the fabric. They may want to know about the return policy. They may want to know what is the proper like support or undergarment that they should wear underneath the clothing. They may want to know about the care instructions. They may want to know how long it's going to take to get there. They may want to know if they run large or small or true to size. Like even with a boutique, like you can educate people about that. They may want to know where they should actually physically wear that piece. Like what occasion should that outfit be there for? And so a lot of you guys are not actually educating your audience. You're just putting up stuff for them to buy, and you're not really giving them any information that's going to help them in, you know, the long run. And then you get frustrated because they're not purchasing, but they're not purchasing from you because sometimes they don't even know what to do with your offer. They don't even know what to do with your product or your service. Okay. Next, the fourth big mistake that you're making, there's no audience definition, okay? So a lot of y'all are just out here and you're just making posts and you're just living for likes and you just want somebody to like your stuff, you just want somebody to throw something up. And I'm just like, OMG, everyone is not your customer. Everybody ain't your customer, period. Stop trying to make everybody your customer. Stop. It's not going to work. It hasn't worked out for a long time for you. So stop it. You're on the wrong track, okay? If you can start to really like find 1 to 3 groups of people that you talk to all the time and that you want to help them grow or develop or accomplish a goal or get to a certain point or whatever it is, like really, really focus down on who you're here for and who you want to assist. You will see a dramatic shift in your business. And some of y'all are so busy trying to get anybody to listen to you, like trying to beg and plead with people to try your offer or listen to what you got to say or follow you or whatever, that you will even do like for like campaigns and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you're not making, you know what I'm saying, any money. You're not making any change because you out here trying to talk to everybody. Everyone's not going to see value in what you do. Everyone literally doesn't have a need or desire for what you do either. Everyone cannot afford your products or your services or whatever your offer is. You know what I'm saying? Those are just like basic things. Everyone can't relate to it or connect to it. Everyone may not feel like, you know, it's a good fit. When it comes to them, like from a psychographical perspective, right? Like everybody just is not your customer. And so you have to stop yourself from being out here saying, oh, I'm selling this to everybody, because it's not going to work. You just need to focus on 1 to 3 groups of people, talk to them, assist them the best that you can, serve them to the greatest capacity, and like try and meet all of their needs. And you're going to find a big, huge shift in a positive direction in your sales, okay? And then the 5th mistake that you guys are making, and we're going to stop right here. I may come back on Monday or Tuesday with some more mistakes. I don't know. But the 5th one that that you guys are making is you actually aren't preparing a rollout. So what I mean by you're not preparing a rollout is that when you are ready to actually sell something or launch something out into the marketplace, you literally like y'all are just kind of putting up a post and like hoping for the best, but y'all didn't actually like write down a specified rollout. Like you didn't put that I'm gonna send an email on day one, I'm gonna resend it to people that didn't open on day two and change the subject line. On day three, I'm going to send everybody a copy of the live stream that I did, and I'm going to give them a summary of notes. And I'm going to make my soft offer then, right? On my timeline, I'm going to post a testimonial on day three, and I'm going to put a video of how the product works, and I'm going to answer a frequently asked question on day three, and then I'm going to, drop an attention grabbing post or a funny post that people can relate to. On day number four, I'm gonna, put some super top secret information in my stories, and I'm gonna tell people if they text me, I'm gonna send them, an important document or a step or a system or something like that they would like to use. You know what I'm saying? On day five, I'm gonna do a collaboration. Like y'all don't actually have a rollout, and you really need to like write down and have a rollout of what you're doing each day, what your content is looking like on your timeline and on your inside of your story. And you don't have to be like super strict about it, but there's some things that you want to make sure that you're getting out there for sure. And you want to make sure if you're supposed to be sending a text, or if you need to be doing an email, or if you need to be expanding your audience, that you're actually doing that. And so a lot of y'all just kind of put stuff out there and y'all like, oh, let's just hope for the best. No, like you can control what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can control the input that you're putting into the system, and normally that's going to give you a very favorable output. So those are the 5 mistakes that I see people making most often, that are actually stopping them from hitting their sales goals and achieving what they want to achieve. If y'all found that helpful, please give me an emoji, blinkety blink, 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 and shout out to the kingdom for staying super focused, honey, because I had to stay focused. Sometimes we got to fly above. I had to make sure y'all got this information, all right? If you found this helpful, if you found this useful, make sure you click the link in the bio, and you're going to get bundle number 1 or the bundle number 2, okay? Bundle number 1 is the 10 toes down bundle. You get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in training for only $20.97. The 10 toes down bundle is focused specifically on growing your targeted followers. And I'm not talking about growing a little bit. I'm talking about growing thousands of followers like every single week. It is focused on setting your prices, on actually selling your price, okay, and also finding high worth or luxury clients through your social media. That's what bundle 1 is focused on. Bundle 1 is all about followers and sales, okay? It's the 10 toes down bundle. On the back side of that, you're going to see an order bump for the 10K a day formula. This is a strategy that I use and that I teach my clients use to have $10,000 days with our low cost products. We're able to do it over and over and over and over again, and we have multiple $10,000 days every single month. If you want that strategy, get the order bump, okay? You can get it for 90% off today. All right, it's normally $1,097 for the 10K a day formula. If you get the 10 toes down bundle and you add that order bump, you get it for $107, okay? So that's a huge savings, okay? Bundle number 2 is the Business Bootcamp bundle. It is normally $1,297 to be a part of Business Bootcamp, but you can get in for $297 today. That's saving you $1,000, okay? Business Bootcamp is a 10-step process that shows you how to put together a system so you can be on your path to 100K. I have several clients that go through Business Bootcamp and they're able to generate 100K within 6 to 8 months. Business Bootcamp is best for coaches, consultants, service providers, MLM, and network marketers, okay? On the back side of that, you're going to see a bundle that is called this, you're going to see a bundle that is called the 72-hour short sale. That is a strategy that I use, and it shows how I sell over 1,000 products in 3 days. Okay, you said which one to do first. 10 toes down is bundle number 1, and that's how you get the 10K a day formula if you're looking for that. So that is how that goes. Click the link in the bio, get bundle 1 and bundle 2. I'm gonna do you're new to my training, thank you. Sorry it's so much noise in here tonight. That's normally not what happens in our broadcast. But to each his own. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm gonna pop up the question queue, and we're gonna try and go through them, and I'm gonna get through as many of them as I can in the time I have allotted. As long, let's see, child. Hold on. I'm gonna try and get through y'all questions in here. I'm not gonna go through those in the queue because that's okay. Who is the Millie Legitly? I'm the Millie Legitly. Hey, hey. Who do we email for order bump email? I didn't get the bump. Email support ca at ashleyann's.events.com and with your receipt, and we can get you a link. I'm trying to grow my following and learn how to get my business out there. Will the 10 toes down help? Yes, 10 toes down will help you with that. Instacoin will help you more because you said you fix iPhones, because we show you how to do geo-targeting in Instacoin. But it will definitely help you for sure. Hey Shani, what's going on, boo? Thanks for the free gifts, for getting the bundle. So welcome. How do we redeem ourselves if we don't do a rollout? Can we regroup and do a rollout the right way? You absolutely can regroup and do a rollout the right way. You may have to do it a little later though. Normally the best way to regroup is try and make the best out of the situation and use some of the strategies that I taught last night, where you can go and directly engage with the members of that list or the members of that community. So that way you're really gonna have to work out your DM. You may have to send emails in small batches like we talked about yesterday. And I gave 10 things that you can do. You probably want to try those 10. And if you got one of the bundles, bundle 1 or bundle 2, I sent the copies of yesterday's training to y'all, and I sent y'all a free product to help you with your sales. Thank you for all of your help in the emails. You're so welcome. So welcome. Best advice for first lunch: go click the link in my bio and get the 30 to 45 day lunch schedule. Ashley, when installing help one in MLM. I don't know what that means. Ask me in a different way. I'm not sure what installing one is. I sell a service and not a product. And what's the problem? I'm trying to see if I can apply these. I bought 10 toes down yesterday. Yes, because if you have a service, you still need followers to offer your service to. Why aren't you getting business bootcamp if you have a service or Instacoin? Let's see. Are giveaways with other pages any good? It depends on who's doing the giveaway, and more specifically, you're looking at their audience. If their audience is a good fit for you as far as like what consumer base you want to work with, yes, then a giveaway is good. If their audience is not really in that 1 to 3 groups of people I was talking about, like the niche you should be speaking to, then no, that giveaway is not going to help you. Also, me in particular, like if I'm doing a giveaway, I like to give giveaways to my actual customers. Will Instacoin help one in MLM? Yes, Instacoin will definitely help you if you're in an MLM. I'm a part of an MLM company called Tava. I typically the #1 retailer and the #1 income earner inside of my group. Like the system in Instacoin is what I use to grow my Tava business, and I do very, very well. Okay, there's commas in my checks. Okay, is it possible to make monthly payments during checkout? If it's for Instacoin Academy, tap the button that says Flex Pay. Yes. Let's see. I'm an author. Is Instacoin for me? Instacoin is my best program, hands down. Instacoin is not based on your profession. Instacoin is based on a system to help you make money with Facebook and Instagram. So as long as you want to make money with Facebook, Instagram, or your live streams, then yes, Instacoin Academy is going to be a good program for you. I have people that do everything, from people that make handmade body products to people who sell units and wigs, to people who teach stocks and trading, to other business builders, to people who, write books. I have all kinds of people in Instacoin that are out here killing it. What can I use to write a course? You need to hit up Easy Course Creator, Angel. She's bomb.com. Let's see. I missed the other part of your question, Black Diamond. I don't know what that means. Let's see. You highly recommend Instacoin. Thank you, Stephen Bryant 4661. I appreciate that, my good man. I appreciate that. Let's see what's in the question queue. Let's see, because I'm trying to get them organized, but some of these questions are out of control. Let's see. What can we do when traffic isn't converting into sales? You need to, one, look at who you're targeting. Number two, you need to see what your click-through rates are like so you can see if you even targeted the right audience. If you did target the right audience and you have a good offer, that means they don't like what's on your page. That's what that means. And that's hard for people to accept, but that means you have a bad offer on the page, or it could be the way the offer is set up. It could be the colors, the images, the graph. It could be a lack of parallel between like the actual ad and what you actually sent through. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a number of reasons why people could not be converting. You could be sending people over, they could be all cold traffic and they're not converting because you're not getting enough cold traffic. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out the question queue tonight because it's like hot garbage. It's hot garbage in the question queue tonight. Instacoin is the best. Get in, whether you have to borrow the money, some good, etc. It's worth every dime. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate that. Is Facebook vital, or am I okay with just Instagram? I'm not gonna say Facebook is vital, but it's definitely money to be made from Facebook. If you don't like Facebook, though, don't get on Facebook. Just get on the gram. I have a lot of clients that just work the gram and that's it, and they cool with that. What about launching a t-shirt business? Do you provide a service to launch? Actually, I don't know if she's still in here. Mogul Mompreneur, go to her page. She specifies specifically with t-shirt companies. Do you have a product that teaches rollout schedules? We teach that inside of Instacoin Academy, and I have a bunch of marketing plans to Germany, but that I give actual rollouts inside of the different marketing plans. But Instacoin is where you get that. So is Instacoin the best for promoting a service? Yep. Instacoin, again, is for people who want to make money on Facebook and Instagram. I have people in Instacoin that sell physical products. I have people in Instacoin that sell digital products. I have people in Instacoin who have services. I have people in Instacoin who don't even have a product, believe it or not. They're personalities, or they do commentary, or they start a podcast, and they're still making over 6 figures a year. Who do you recommend should take your Millie Legitly super deal? Anybody that just wants to learn the general overall process of monetizing social media. Let's see. Till you get the following. What, I don't even know what that was. Child, I don't know. It's Instacoin for me if I don't have a product or business. If you're planning on coming up with some type of paid offer, yes, you can do well in Instacoin. People that pay in full get access to 21-day product creation, and that takes you through creating your first product. If you don't do 21-day product creation, I also teach you how to do digital products inside of Instacoin as well. So yeah, you can get in there. Is there a deadline to sign up for Instacoin? No, you can get in at any time. Now there's a deadline for the sale. The sale price, I think, ends tonight. Let me go and see. Hold on. Let me see. You can get in at any time though, but the sale price, when it ends, it ends. And then I'm also, outside of that, I'm going up on the price at the top of the year because I have so many clients that are earning over, I have over 700 clients right now that earn over $500,000 through their social media pages. So yeah, I'm going up on the price. So yeah, for sure. But you can get in there whenever you feel like it, as long as you're willing to pay what you weigh. You trying to get in there for the low though. I mean, you might be trying to do that like in the near future. Thanks for your advice. I try to make it for all the gems I manifest. Thank you so much. Where's Instacoin? Click the link in my bio and it should be third button. Let's see. Best way to convince your audience to try new products. What? You shouldn't have to convince anybody. If we educate, they'll just get in. They should just get in there. Are any of these programs helpful for people who drop ship different products? Yes, but this is my beef with drop shippers. I tell y'all this all the time. Drop shippers make me mad because y'all don't want to generate traffic. Either you got to generate traffic through like ads, or you're going to have to build a community and shoot people over to your drop shipping store. Y'all let these people hype y'all up. Y'all go out here. You say if you have clients that are winning, why go up on the price? Because that increases the value. Duh. Blink, blink, blink. Get out of here. See, two things about people that make commentary like that with that mindset. One, on the cool, you're not going to be successful. And I know some of y'all think it's harsh that I'm saying this right now, but it's the truth. It's your mindset. Even when you go to the bank to get a loan, they want to see that you have skin in the game. People pay attention what they pay for. I get on here all the time and I give information that people charge thousands of dollars and hundreds of dollars for, totally for free. And there are people that come in here every day and they don't use it. Prime example, my dear friend Cece, God rest her soul, the departed Cece. Y'all know she transitioned from this earth in August. There were thousands of people who all of a sudden, oh, I should have went to her classes. Oh, I should have worked with her. Oh, I should have bought a product. Oh, I should have joined her session when she had a time, right? Because Cece would get on and teach for free too, but people took it for granted because they just assume that we're always going to be here. They assume that people like me are always going to be pouring out. And one day, God tells us our assignment is up. He said, hey, you well done, my good and faithful servant. You put in that work. You put in that time. You ain't got to keep doing it. So, but people that pay for the products, people that pay for the services, people that pay for the offers, they work. They get results. Those clients that I have that are making money like that, they pay more than y'all do for Instacoin. They come into Instacoin and then they level up from Instacoin and they come into programs with me like Continuous Coin or Jumpstart and they work with me one-to-one. You know why they work so hard and they pay attention and they execute on everything that I give to them? Because they paid for it. A lot of times whenever you let people come into something and they don't pay for it, they don't pay attention to it and they don't execute on it and they don't exercise it. Why should I be wasting my time, wasting my gifts, wasting my knowledge, wasting my experience, wasting my information, wasting my brain and the strategy that I have for people that are not going to do anything with it because you see it, because you deem it as worthless. So for you, you may not feel like it's worth it, and that's fine. You don't have to see any value in it. I already know that my products and my services are not for everyone. I know specifically that I attract leaders. I know specifically that I'm here to help build leaders, period. That's who I'm here for. And everybody is not a leader. Everybody doesn't want to win. Everybody's not going to do what it takes. And therefore, everyone isn't going to see a value in my information. But if I'm giving people information, I'm giving them the strategy, I'm giving them the plans, I'm giving them the plays for them to get out and make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, right? And I'm not even charging 10% of what my average client makes. Like, how is it fair that it's not a mutually beneficial relationship and I'm pouring in, but no one's pouring into me, or there's no exchange? I exchange value for money, period. People exchange services or products or offers for money, period. That's how it works. And anytime you're always giving and nothing's coming back into you, that's dysfunction. And that's Bible. You can go look that up. You're not supposed to be in situations where where you're always pouring out and you're drained and you're exhausted and nothing's being put back into you. So at the end of the day, if that's the type of mindset you have, that's fine, right? You're probably the same type of person who slides in my DM and you want to ask me 25 questions about a $20.97 product, but you probably walking around with $500 or $600 worth of weave in your head because you see value in that hair, but that hair is closed-ended. It's not an investment. You bought that hair, you consumed it, you ain't making nothing else with it. Unless you're selling or flipping hair or making units, you ain't making nothing with it. You consumed it. You have a consumer mindset, right? But those of us that invest, honey, we will put $20, $20,000. Ma'am, I got a coach I spent $60,000 with. There's a new person that I'm working with. I talked to him the same day last week, and I had to turn around. Okay, I had to turn around and pay $25,000 to work with this particular person that I'm working with. A lot of y'all would have never paid $25,000 because you're not willing, because you don't see a value in this guy's experience and his expertise and how he knows how to navigate the markets. He is the best of the best of the best at what he does. I understand very well you pay to play. I don't take my chances. Why would I be out here trying to spend years figuring out something and this person can pick up the phone, call somebody and make it happen for me? And I sure did. I dropped that money just like that. He sent an invoice. Hey, I sent you a text. I took care of it. Just like that. It's done. So at the end of the day, like, do you think I'm really bent because somebody doesn't want to pay for the program? No. It is what it is. That means it's not for you. That's fine. Do you think he would have been bent if I wouldn't have paid that $25,000 deposit that I needed to pay to start working with him? He wouldn't have been bent because he got a line of other people that understands the value that he brings into the marketplace, and they know to get to the next transition in their career that they need this person to come in and do what he needs to do. And the reason I'm not saying his name is because he told me he doesn't like for his clients, he doesn't like for us to put him out. He likes to handpick and choose his clients and work with who he wants to work with. And he doesn't want to deal with a bunch of fluff and trash and people just coming to him because this is the man that can call somebody and make something happen like that. So he asked us he tells us, I had a conversation with him. He was like, hey, don't tag me, don't put me out, blah, 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 blah. Because that's not how he likes to move. So you see what I'm saying? So there are those of us who understand very well the concepts that I'm saying, and we will be the people that will continue to succeed. We will continue to build wealth, and we don't want to take from people because we're givers. I've noticed that too. A lot of y'all be struggling, but you're always looking to take. You're never looking to put anything back into anyone. You don't want to value what people do. You don't want to bring a gift. You don't want to bring an offer. You don't want to bring an exchange. You just want to come and get something for free. You want to come and get something for cheap. You want to come and get something for the low. And then on top of that, when you get there, you complain about it. You don't have any gratitude or any appreciation for it. You don't realize that this is something that no one had to give to you. So you should be thankful that it's there in front of your face and that you have the ability to interact with it or use it in the first place, right? It ain't none of that that's going on. Right? You just want to take. And then there are people like me. I'm always giving. I give my knowledge. I give my information. I give them my time. I give them my strategy. I literally give my money. I give out money a lot to my audience. I buy laptops. I buy groceries. I pay people bills, right? I go and give them my actual sweat ethic and work and labor. I give clothes. I give furniture. I'm a giver, but guess what? God keeps giving me more than I can give out to other people. So when I go and I meet other people, I have no problem paying for their products. I have friends that do a lot of amazing things, and guess what? They will offer it to me, and I offer them my money and I pay for it. Because if you're my friend, right, or if I value what you do, or I really say I support women in business, or I support Black-owned businesses, guess what? I'm going to buy, because this is how these people pay their bills. This is how they eat. This is how they're putting their family in a totally different situation. That is what it is. So I understand being a benefit to someone else. I'm not coming to take from people. When I pray and I ask God to put the right people in my direction to help me get to the next level and help me make the right decisions and help me go to the next path, you know what else I pray and ask God? I say, God, please let me be a blessing to them too. Please let me be able to assist them in the next thing that they're supposed to do in their life. I don't come to people just going, oh, I want somebody to help me. I want somebody to save me. I want to take as much as I can from somebody. Nope. I want to be able to give something to other people too. It's called mutually beneficial relationships, and understanding that what you do to other people, you're already doing it to yourself. It's already done to you. Period. That's what it is. And so some of y'all, again, I said we're going to spend a lot of time in December on mindset. A lot of y'all need help with your mindset because you're coming out of families and backgrounds and environments and households where you've watched people with this negative behavior, and that's why they're caught in that cycle. And then they pass it along to you, and you think that's the way you're supposed to move through life. I'm telling you what I am telling you. When you come when you come out of one thing and you get to the other side, people live a totally different life than some of y'all live. They think differently, they act differently, they move differently. They're raising their children will never have a lack mindset. Their children will never have a poverty mindset because they don't know what that is, because they're only in an environment of abundance. They're only in an environment of peace, of love, of harmony, of support, of you can do it, right? But if you're out here and everybody around you, you see them taking, you see them out to get what they can get, you see them trying to screw over the next person, you see them not looking out for one another, you see people not paying their bills on a regular basis, you see people hurting each other, you see acts of violence being committed against your mother, your auntie, your daddy, your brothers, your neighbor. If you're seeing that on a regular basis all the time, you start to think that that's what life is. And this is just how you got to get down to make it. And I'm telling y'all, that's not true. It's a whole nother sector of the population. A whole nother sector. We don't live like that. We don't want to be around it. We're not going to tolerate it. We're going to distance ourselves from it. Why do y'all think that houses in certain neighborhoods cost a certain amount of money? And you're like, dang, this house is a whole 2,000 square feet smaller than this house over here. But this house is in the hood. And this house, you got to worry about getting robbed. And you in this house over here in the hood, you can't have more than other people do because they going to run up in your house. And if you want it, if they want it and you got it, they coming to take it, period. In this house, you got to defend yourself. In this neighborhood, you got to teach your kids how to fight. In this neighborhood, the teachers barely get paid. They can't keep them in there. Your kids ain't learning nothing because the classes are filled with substitute teachers. The athletic equipment is out of date. The books are out of date. The kids don't get music. They don't get gym. They don't get PE. They don't get to learn other languages. You ain't got no restaurants in that neighborhood. Ain't nobody delivering over there, not even the pizza man, because they don't want to be robbed, and they to change their policy to they only accept effing credit cards because they tired of getting bopped in the head or shot or stabbed every other night. But you go over here to this other neighborhood where that house costs $250,000, $300,000 more, but it's 1,000 less square footage, and they have neighborhood events, and they have festivals, and kids run back and forth to other neighbors' houses, and you don't have to worry about anybody stealing anything from you because everybody else has stuff too, and they're lending and they're borrowing, and the kids get to go to schools with good education and good teachers, and they get to learn languages, and they go on vacation, and they go across the seas to China for STEM competitions, and they get to travel to Europe with different professors and get to open up their minds and be creative and come back with new ideas, and they get to go to governor's school, and they get to go to different camps, and they get to get inside of other networks, and whenever they get out of college, they're able to get an amazing job at $100,000 or $200,000 a year, or they're able to have a relationship with the bank and be able to walk right out and get their business and get a loan and not be over here sweating and crying and staying up at night. You know why? Because we understand you got to pay to play. And we get, because we're willing to pay to play, we're willing to stay, we're willing to pay to be over here so we can stay the fuck away from there. Real talk, because it's a mindset. The only thing that makes this neighborhood better than this one, the people in this neighborhood have a different mindset. We have a different valuation on the quality of life. Where I'm at, I pay a neighborhood association fee. You know what the ex-dude that I was with before I got this, and I already knew me and him wasn't gonna make it, he was like, I'm not paying no neighborhood association fee. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what can be in my yard and what can be in my house and what's here and what's there and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. You know what? Go on over there. Go on over there, because I don't want to be over there. I want to be over here where it's beautiful. Y'all have seen my neighborhood. My neighborhood is beautiful. It is gorgeous. It is peaceful. Any of y'all that have been to my house, because y'all know I host retreats here, the first thing everybody says when they come here, they say, oh my God, it's so peaceful here. Oh my God, it's so nice here. I don't want to leave. Can I extend my stay? People come with me to stay for 2 or 3 days. They be here for a week or 2 weeks. Y'all see how I work? I go outside in the backyard on my garden patio, taking my calls, sipping my cucumber and watermelon water, and I can enjoy it. I ain't got to worry about no shanty next to me. I ain't got no neighbor next to me with 8 cars piled up in their yard and a bunch of junk. Ain't none of my neighbors, their yard and grass is not out of control. Ain't nobody over here getting beat up, stabbed, and shot. Like, it's not happening. It is what it is. So I'm just trying to tell y'all, at the end of the day, it's a mindset. And you pay to play. And there are those of us, we come with the mindset to give and of being a mutual benefit. And we want to be in a certain environment, not with people that necessarily think exactly like us, but people that are thinking on the same vibrational length as us, right? Or they are on a higher vibration than us. Period. It is what it is. And when you come over here with a bunch of people that don't want to pay a neighborhood association, right? Who don't want to pay for products, who all of them got a mama, grandma, auntie, cousin, pookie that can do whatever you can do, and they'll do it for $10. Or everybody, I know a crackhead, or I know this person, and they'll do it for the low, because because what you don't realize is you're devaluing other people's skill set. You're devaluing other people's knowledge. You're devaluing other people's information, their expertise, their education. You're devaluing that because you don't want to pay for it, because I know such and such and they can hook it up for us at this price. But then you want to turn around and get mad because no one wants to buy your products, because no one wants to sow into your business. How they going to sow into... How can you expect them to sow into your business and value your expertise, value your products, value you as a resource, see you as a legitimate business, but you don't want to value somebody else because you want to undercut everybody else? Because for some reason, you don't think that their skills and their products and their offers are worth being paid for. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. But don't try and devalue other people or tell them that they need to lower their prices because you can't see the value in it. Don't be tight at me because I understand my value of what I offer and what I bring to the marketplace. And I had the audacity to get out here in the streets and create the life that I wanted to live. And that my grandkids gonna always remember Big Mama Ashcat and what she did for the family and how that she put us on a different trajectory. It's gonna be hundreds of years from now, if God is still allowing the planet Earth to be around, I'm gonna be hanging up in people's houses and in their mantles because of what Ashley Ann did. And not only am I impacting my future lines of my family, I get to impact other people in the kingdom in their future lines and their families. And they're going to live better lives. So that's why, blink, 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 I can go up on my prices if I want to. That part, because I know what I bring to the marketplace. And at the end of the day, I am trying to weed out people with the lack in the poverty mindset. If I'm telling the truth, I don't want to work with people who have that I have to kick and drag and pull and push up the hill to try and be successful. I don't want to deal with people that I got to try and beat into their brain who they are and to carry themselves with confidence and have some dignity and learn their identity. I don't want to have to try and convince people that my products or my services are worth it. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. So you know what? I'm going to run them prices up so I can get to the client that I want to have, so I can attract the high quality, high vibrating, right, clientele and community that I want in the kingdom. That's why. Blink, blink, blink. I don't want to be over here. I want to be over there. And I want to rock with all of the people that want to be over there. Period. That's where I'm at. Did they answer your question? like real life. I'm in your manifestation journal. Thank you. I love manifesting. We'll be having another manifestation challenge. It'll start towards the end of January. Y'all are a blessing to me. I'm just saying, people be in here with like on some other type of time. But again, it's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole mindset. And I'm just telling y'all gonna know what I'm saying is right, because the next time you leave your house and you start driving around through different neighborhoods and you go shop inside of different stores and you go and see what it's like in different restaurants or different bars whenever the world open back up, or what the parks look like over on the other side of town, you're gonna be like, dang, she right. When I drive through my neighborhood, guess what? Everybody be waving and smiling. Hi, how you doing? We all hunking. My neighbor got up big giant letters because her twin's birthday is today. I was like, the twin's birthday is today. I need to send her a text. I'm like, girl, send me their wish list on Amazon. I'm gonna send, like, that's the type of neighborhood I live in. We like, oh, somebody's having a birthday. Oh, somebody had a baby. Oh, this is going on. Exactly. Once you change your mindset, you will change your life, period. You said you see it, rich people operate different. They do, for sure. And it's more, and that's what people, they think like, oh, the money made you act like that. It's not the money. It's like you changing like yourself. And this is why you have other people who get a lot of money, right? We all see a lot of celebrities, entertainers, athletes, actors and actresses and stuff like that. They get a bunch of money and you be like, dang, how did they end up broke? Right? They be like, dang, they're like, they had a contract for $30 million and you broke? You ain't got nothing left? You broke, bro? Right? And it has a lot to do with the mindset. I'm telling y'all, I can come in here and give somebody with the right mindset, with an abundance mindset, I can give them $10,000 and they will flip that and they will turn that into millions upon millions upon millions. And then I can turn around and give somebody with a lack mindset, I can give them $1 million and I guarantee within 12 months they'll be broke. Guarantee it. Maybe 18 months at the most, they will be broke. And it's because of their mindset. And they would have had everything that they needed to get ahead. They would have had everything that they needed to like get to that advantage. But because of what's going on in their mind and that environment that they're in, and they're gonna take that money and they're gonna do the same stuff with it that they're doing with the money they have now. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this tonight. I gotta get on down. I'm looking at the time so I can make my appointment. If you enjoyed tonight, if you enjoyed this content, click the link in the bio. Get button number 1. Get button number 2. Okay, not button. Get bundles number 1 and 2. Tap buttons 1 and 2 to get bundle 1 or bundle 2, or get them both. Okay, whatever it is that you need to do. For those of you who can make it tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay, I'm going to be giving my 7-step process that I use to monetize Instagram for the free 99, okay, for the last time. After that, whenever I give it out, you gonna have to pay. At least for a while. I may not do it forever, but it's going to be a minute. I'm not giving it out no more for the free 99. So tomorrow's the last time I will be doing the workshop for free. It is an extensive workshop. You need to plan on giving me at least 3 hours of your time, possibly 4 hours of your time. Like, I'm on some real stuff, okay? I'm breaking down the entire 7 steps that I use and that I teach my clients to use. So that's tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can text coins to 313131. Text the word coins to 313131. Text the word coins to 313131, and that will get you a text message whenever I get ready to do the webinar. I'm just gonna like shoot out a text, and it'll be first come first serve. They can get in there, okay? If you're outside of the United States, click the link in the bio. Scroll on down to the Royal Court. I'll send a little email to y'all. Clickety click, 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 clack, clack, clack. That's how that is going to go. And yes, again, if you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed this information, click the link in the bio. Get the Black Friday bundles. Bundle number 1 is the 10 Toes Down bundle. It's 99% off. You get thousands of dollars in training for only $20.97. Bundle number 1 is focused on growing your followers, increasing your prices, and how to actually get people to pay for your prices, okay? So it's all about followers and conversion inside of bundle number 1. The order bump on bundle number 1 is the 10K a day formula, which is how I'm able to make over $10,000 a day with low-cost products, and how I teach my clients to do the same thing. It's 90% off. If you get the 10 Toes Down bundle and you get that order bump, it's 90% off. Bundle number 2 is Business Bootcamp. You can save over $1,000 today, okay? Business Bootcamp is normally $1,297. It is $1,000 off. So that means you can get in for $297 today. Business Bootcamp is a 10-step process. You're going to do 6 months worth of work in 30 days, okay? So it ain't for no punk. It's real, okay? But typically, my clients that go through Business Bootcamp, they're able to do a little over $100,000 within a 6 to 8 month window, okay? So the process works. It's very powerful. If you work it, it will work for you, all right? Bundle number 2, which is the Biz Bootcamp bundle, is best if you're a coach, a consultant, if you're MLM, network marketing, or you're a service provider. That is who it is designed for, okay? Can other people use it? Yes, but if you're in one of those 5 categories, that's who's going to get the best results from Biz Bootcamp, all right? So go ahead, do what you got to do. Click the link in the bio. Get Black Friday Bundle 1, get Black Friday Bundle 2, or get them both, okay? For those of you that were asking me about Instacoin, it's the 3rd button in there. Tap on the page. Look and see the information, okay? Look and see what it's all about, because it's a lot of stuff that's going on in there. You purchase both? Thank you, boo. Anyway, and then for all of you guys that were telling me you got 10 Toes Down and you want to get the order bump, email us at supportca@ashleyensevents.com. Include your receipt, and we will get you the 90% off of the 10K a day formula, so you don't have to pay full price for it, all right? Bye, you guys. Like what we teach, Work.